Is at the Valley, didn't it? That was back in August. Had a really long prep, and the Hayes Davennick team have got him ticking over beautifully. And Dylan Dunn, well, he just needs to repeat what he did in the previous. A nice winning ride.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Look, had no hope against the bias and tempo last time. Wasn't far off Delectation, who of course then beat Chautauqua and Terra Vista. And this horse was only 2 lengths off Chautauqua himself prior to that, with only a half kilo less. Look, back to 1,000 metres, I guess is your little query, but with 57, he's well weighed, 100 raider.
Yeah, he's won 2 of 11 over this trip and placed on 4 other occasions there, invariably been when he's been fresh. So back to the 1,000 metres for Churchill Dancer. He's unanimously, he loves it here at the Valley, even though he's never won.
Yeah, he struck, he stuck on okay last time, but once that track was heavy, he was toast. Look, he may well have won here prior with 9.55 metres with even luck. I think he's flying the old boys well up to winning this.
Sistine Demon, $7 returns. We haven't seen this boy since the 2nd of May. He's won 8 of 25 and he can dictate. He's never won short of 1,200 metres though.
That's right, and he hasn't won his last 2 campaigns. However, I did like the recent jump out. He really put a reasonable field to the sword there quickly. I'm forgiving the Oakley Plate fresh run last time in, and I'm giving him a hope.
Lon Rockstar, the son of Lon Rose, 2 from 5 at the 1,000 and 2 from 5 fresh.
Resume should have won here fresh last prep. I touched on that. That was at this trip, of course. Then measured up well around the likes of Shiraz, Playmaster. Ned's a good ride from gate 1, but he's the right man on board.
Track specialist. He's a veteran now at 7 rising 8. Number 5, Vatican.
Yeah, not the horse he was, and his first up run was quite pleasing though in the Tortine race. Of course, beat home unanimously that day and was just an even effort last time. I've probably got others ahead these days.
Well, number 6, Grain, seems to really love the Valley. Just needs speed on to allow him to really run into the race, and if it sets up, he could be a factor late.
Yeah, arguably ridden a bit warmer last time than his ideal pattern. He has a 5 kilo swing on Tremenda from that event, and he won well here 2 ago when swooped late.
Horse number 7, Straturbo. We just heard from Gary Portelli, the trainer of Straturbo, who is at $6 and getting aimed at having a crack up at the Magic Millions again. Resumes here.
He was in the Quinella 4 or 5 on top of the ground fresh, and he's trialled well, and he struck a wet track fresh up last time in. Taking a line through Shiraz and Co. He's right in this, I would have thought.
Is this the blowout horse? Number 8, African Pulse at $61, second up today.
Badly blocked first up, should be fitter for that. We know the best is good enough, but he's never really been a second up horse.
No, that's right. In fact, he's only ever been a first up horse. All six career wins have been first up, but many would argue they didn't have a crack first up, so he was held up, so maybe this is his first and a half up. Number 9 is Trevinda, who's at $12. Back to winning ways for him last up.
In the Allerton Zara stable, and I liked the return behind Grain, and then terrific last time given he covered ground and won a handy race. Klashina and those horses in really good form. Relative weights make it tough.
Here's a mare in form, and she's $12 into 11, the daughter of Dylan Thomas. Jake Bayliss's 3 kilo claim brings her in nice and light. It's Poets Day.
Yeah, drew out, tough effort though last time. Prior to that was only 2.5 off the quarterback. It's good enough form to be competitive, and flew prior to that against Grain. So the form lines tie in.
11, Fab Favola is a scratching, so here is the Rock of Gibraltar mare, who's our last runner to assess, and she's in excess of $20 on the tote, Celeritas.
Yeah, went over the line really nicely fresh. You saw the replay there. In fact, her 11.76 last 200 split. Terrific relative to that race. Probably looking for further sooner rather than later, as we've touched on.
All right, this is the City Jeep Handicap over 1,000 metres worth $90,000, and they'll go pretty quick here. Here's your top 4.
Yeah, I'm a slow learner. 1 on top, 2, 4, 3.
1, 2, 4, 3. The Churchill Dancer boys have, who all own the ownership here, have had some very healthy banter with you over the last